What's up, everybody? I'm Camarray.
And I'm Zaiah, and this is the Music Report Card, where albums are reviewed based on the vocals, lyrics,
the production, and the production. Sign it, vibe. That was
Alright, today we're going to be reviewing Alicia Keys' new album.
Alicia.
Titled Alicia.
Simple and plain.
But let's talk about some music news first.
Divorce is in the air every time I look around. All right, we've got a couple of stories today. First, Ray J and Princess. Ray J recently filed for divorce just months after Princess dismissed her filing for divorce. Craziness. I don't know what's going on in the Norwood household, but something going on, and I hope they can pull it together. It sounds like they probably won't, but maybe it's just for TV ratings. I know Love and Hip Hop Hollywood's about to come back around, but I hope they can pull it together for the family, for the name, the Norwood brand. I hope they can pull it together.
Did Princess file for divorce?
First.
Okay.
And then she dismissed it.
Okay.
And then Ray J filed. So it's like, I don't know, and Princess has been shown like on Instagram, like she good, like she ready for the divorce, and I don't know. I feel like with Princess, I feel like she may be addicted a little bit to the limelight. I know Ray, I mean, not to like big up Ray on that. Ray is definitely like Hollywood
cornball.
I don't know about that.
He is so corny and whack.
But
moving right along to the people who aren't whack, Cardi B and Offset. Cardi B has filed for a divorce as well.
Yeah.
And she is requesting full custody of their beautiful baby, Culture.
Yeah, I think it's kind of rough. I remember the first time they, I guess you could say, separated. I don't know if they were even married, but where he had to like show up on stage, and I think he had like bought her like some crazy car and all of that. Migos haven't been out in a while, so I don't know what his money looking like, but it looked like he don't have to come up off some major coins.
She probably done threw a whole bunch of money at him. You open up refrigerators and it's just stacks on stacks on stacks.
That's some crazy kind of love. I kind of want that a little bit.
I'm upset that it's almost kind of predictable though. I hate that black people, y'all, we got to get it together and we got to figure out how the counseling and all this other stuff needs to get in order. Y'all need to deal with some of this stuff. Yes.
Before we get married,
deal with this.
Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, honestly, not to speak down on Cardi or Offset, but I feel like they were both broken before they even got together.
Absolutely.
Tried to come together and make something beautiful, and then, of course, they
made something beautiful. Culture.
Yeah, but then, I mean, 2 years later, we're falling apart at the seams.
Yeah.
I mean, rough. Which is, I guess, a great segue into our album of the week, Alicia, who has...
I want to say before we go into Alicia, I wonder what's going to happen with that $6 million house around the corner.
Oh, yeah. You should hit her up and see if you can get that thing.
Let's see what's going to happen.
Oh, my.
All right, but Alicia.
Alicia, who is definitely no stranger to cheating mistresses and all of that good stuff. As
the comedic timing of it all.
Right. But we forgot about that, Alicia. We really don't remember how you took Swizz from Mashonda.
Allegedly, Alicia. Allegedly.
Right. But I love your album, girl. It's really good. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Alicia's new album.
Is there anybody you want to talk about as far as production? Anybody who...
I think it's Swizz Beatz did a lot of work on the album.
Of course. Allegedly.
No, he really did work.
No, I know. I'm being funny.
But yeah, I think we should go ahead and rock right into it. Some of the top songs. Let's start with you. What you got to say?
So I love Underdog. Underdog. I just love the feeling of it. I love the choices, the melodies, and I love the anthem feeling of just all the underdogs. Like everybody is out here all across our nation and all across our world trying to figure it out in their own way. Mm-hmm. I have friends who are from Haiti, friends who are from all different types of places who have their own story of fighting to get to the top. And sometimes getting to the top is just getting to the United States. or to another country.
Yeah.
So whatever that looks like for a lot of people, there are a lot of underdogs out there that are just fighting to get through it all. So that's what I just love that anthem, and it feels good, and it feels good coming from someone like Alicia.
Yeah, and I want to start before I even jump into my favorites and say that I've always loved Alicia single wise, but I've had rough patches with Alicia as far as her albums are concerned. And I feel like this is one of the maybe 2 albums in her entire career where she got it almost right, almost 100% right as far as an album is concerned.
Everybody knows almost doesn't count.
I be finding my note. I need to get back in the studio. But anyway, my first favorite song is Me Times 7. And I feel like just for me personally, it's a big song. It made me reflect on my life, and I don't know, just putting people, the song really deals with putting people before you, and sometimes putting them before your own wants and your own needs and your own desires. The song is basically saying that it's got to be about me. I have to take time for me and do what I want, no matter if it makes you happy or not. There's a line in the song where she says, I want to push back my 3 o'clock to no o'clock because I want to disappear. And there has been so many times where I've personally felt like that, where it's like all of everything in the world is going on. You got all these appointments, you got to get here, you got to do this, you got to film this, you got to whatever the case is. And sometimes you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And it's just that type of song. Tierra Whack with an amazing feature, but it's that song that really for me makes me self-reflect to say I have to take care of me first, because if I'm not here, who is going to take my place? And so I just that song totally resonated with me as far as the meaning. And I love what she does vocally. I love how she plays with some of her softer tones, because as we know with Alicia over the years, she has been known to push. Mm-hmm. And I think that she did that a lot during this entire album, where she just kind of kept it light and airy. And that was one thing that I really enjoyed on Me Times 7.
Yep, I would agree. I think she pushed some on Underdog, but not enough for it to be like, a problem.
Yeah,
but yeah, my next favorite song was Show Me Love featuring Miguel. I think what I love so much about the song, honestly, like I'm not gonna mention anything about the song other than the feel of it. I just love the way that Miguel's voice sounds on the track. I love the way that Alicia's voice sounds on the track. Like he just said, she didn't push too much. She just kept it sweet, simple, and beautiful. And I think that's really where her voice lives, and where she can really thrive and touch people more so than doing all that pushing that she does outside of her range.
Yeah.
Because when she gets to the top of her voice, the tone changes a lot, and I'm not as big of a fan. But I think that song, just the feel of it overall, it has a nice slow groove to it, and
super sexy.
Their voices together sounded great.
Amazing.
So
yeah, I that one actually almost made my top 3, just because I loved it. And I will talk about we'll talk about grading as far as sonic flow. But those songs right in there, the song with Sampha and the song with Miguel, and all of those songs right there in the middle just really make for a good, meaty part of the album. And I love Show Me. So
Sampha, I thought was Gideon for a second. I was like, hold on now. Hold on, let me look at this name, because it's sounding like Gideon, but it's not all the way there. Okay, no, it's not Gideon.
Yeah. But my next favorite song that I loved, and it was really just for the message, and I feel like lyrically, which will give her grade lyrically, but I've really felt Authors of Forever. And it's really just talking about how we all are writing our own stories. We're all here in the world just trying to make it. And it's so relatable, and it just gave me some motivation. Just keep going. There's a lyric in the song where she said there's 7 billion stories, and no matter what, we all give, we all take, we all, love, we all hate. And that message for me just rang true. And I loved that song, Authors of Forever, just because of the relatability lyric-wise. Of course, vocally again, another kind of light and airy, kind of where she just kind of rode the wave of the song. And I felt everything that she was given.
That's what's up. Yeah. So Done is my next favorite.
So Done.
It's funny because I said so Done.
That
is it Khalid or Khaled?
Khalid.
It's Khalid, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so featuring Khalid. I listened to the one with Miguel, and then I listened to this one, and I'm like, wow, like this, their voices together is even on a whole nother level of what her and Miguel's voices do together on a track, and I really just loved marinating in the affirmations that the lyrics had to offer.
Yes.
Just being so done with trying to be everything for everybody else, whether that's someone you're in a relationship with, whether that's friendships, whether that's family, whether it's
just people on the
social
street.
Media.
Yeah.
A lot of people are trying to be something for someone, and when it's all said and done, what she's saying in the song is, when it's all said and done, you fell in love with somebody that wasn't even really me, because I'm trying to do all these other things to please everybody else instead of just being myself. So I'm so done with that. I'm through with that.
Powerful message.
Yeah, I love the message, but I like how also Gramercy Park, how that then turned around and kind of played into it as well. Those two kind of did the same thing for me. But yeah, we can talk about that more a little later.
Yeah, So Done is not one of my favorites, but I just want to mention, I don't know the technical terms, so please forgive me, all of you music theorists out there. But I don't know of a song out that is a single that anybody has really done, where they play with the the chord, like that is like so creative throughout the entire song though. I feel like that's just, I don't know, it's so.
Are you talking about the chord progressions?
Yes, like the way that they're singing the
choices of the harmonies.
Okay. Like that's so beautiful, and the way that they.
I think a lot of that obviously is Alicia. She plays, so she knows what she's listening for, and
so
let's do this. Oh, this is pretty, So
yeah, beautiful song.
You have musicians or singers, vocalists who are also musicians. A lot of times you get those sweet harmonies and sweet chord progressions that just make so much sense. So.
My next favorite song is actually 3 Hour Drive. I love this song, and I'm just gonna mention hands down some of the best features that make sense on the entire album. As we mentioned earlier, 3 Hour Drive features Sampha, who is, I don't know, I haven't heard any of his his music, but I know he added a lot of swag to Solange's record and then to this one as well. The vibe of 3 Hour Drive is so dope. Like, it's just, I don't know, it just is mellow. I should say something, but I'm not, because I'm not gonna say that. But it provides a mood, man. It provides a sexual kind of mood, and I just love what she's talking about in the record. I love the complexity of the song. I feel like Sampha's vocal definitely complements hers, like we talked about with Miguel. And it's just a unique song that I feel like is just very, very interesting and very, very sexy and very, it just works for me on the album. And it's, again, a part of this meaty part of the album where it's just like she takes you on this ride throughout the middle of the album.
Yeah, like I said before, I love Sampha's voice. I think that Sampha definitely gives a little bit of a Gibby and tease.
Yeah.
And but it wasn't him, so I feel you on that.
Yeah, and I love the way that the song breathes at the end. A lot of times artists try to fit vocals in the full 3 minutes and 30 some seconds of the song, but just having that instrumentation just kind of ride out, and you can kind of marinate in the fullness thereof. Oh yes. And I just love the way that she executed that, and that was a special moment for me on the album and the record.
Did you have any songs that you didn't like or any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I would say some of my least favorites were Gramercy Park. And then I didn't really understand the purpose of the Jill Scott record. Like, just seeing Jill Scott's name on the track list as a feature, I was like, ooh, yes, Alicia Keys and Jill Scott. But then when the song came on and when it ended, I was like left a little underwhelmed. It didn't really make sense to me. So that was, those are my two.
I liked Gramercy Park though, and I have to correct myself because earlier I said that you're falling in love with someone who actually isn't you, blah, blah, but that actually is Gramercy Park. That's what I liked about Gramercy Park, is that it kind of followed up from the song with her and Khalid and kind of went into talking about that, and it's specific to just a relationship, whereas the song with her and Khalid is more so focused on just any relationship out there. Like, I'm so done with all of them, you know, with
all y'all.
Yeah, everybody. But Gramercy Park, I think it just followed up and kind of focused more so on the relationship. I'm so done now in this relationship with doing all this, and I've done this so much that now I'm not even really actually who you fell in love with. That's not really who I am. I'm just faking it to be who I think you want me to be. So yeah, I actually like that song.
Yeah, I forgot to mention also one of the other songs I wasn't crazy about was Love Looks Better. I was like, album filler kind of, sort of. But for me, I really, I'm not going to lie. Like I said earlier, I'm not an Alicia album fan. But I feel like this one, I feel like she kind of stretched a little bit. She kind of came out of Piano Land. She kind of toyed with a little bit more of the beat. Oh my gosh, I love... So on point. She performed at the BET Awards. Perfect Way to Die. I love that record. I feel like it's such an on-time record for where we are today, and all of the senseless killings, whether at the hands of police or at the hands of one another. But yeah, Perfect Way to Die was one of my favorites as well. Another honorable mention on the Alicia album.
Yeah, I think it's hard. The album, I'm going to be honest, if I look at the album as a whole, it kind of bored me a little bit.
Really? Eek.
Yeah, just like, I'd say more so first and second listen, I was just like, but then I dove in a little bit more. I was like, let me continue to do, a little bit of research on this. Let me see, and I know it means so much to her. So it's hard for me to even say that because I know artists are sensitive about their shit. But I do love, like I said before, how she just went with the breathiness and went with the calmness and just stayed kind of within her range. And that's where I felt like it felt good for me. But overall it was kind of... it fell flat for me. Yeah,
for me,
it's hard to top those first couple to 3 albums that she came out with.
I hated all of them.
Really? Even the first one? The first one is really hard to top, but there was the single, I shouldn't say first 2 to 3. The first album was bomb. But it wasn't.
I hated that. Like, people, like that. I felt the same way about Lauryn Hill. Not to go on a tangent, but real quick, I felt the same way about Lauryn Hill. Everybody is going crazy over this Alicia Keys album, and I'm like, what is this? This shit is trash.
Yeah. If we go back and listen, we may feel that way, but I think in the moment back then, I
hated
I was caught in the
I hated Diary of Alicia Keys. A good friend of mine from back home is like an Alicia Keys like fan and like loved it, like loves everything about her. And I'll always be like, I don't get it. Like, I just do not get her. Like, she has dope ass singles, everything from If I Ain't Got You to You Don't Know My Name. Put It in the Love Song, all these dope singles, but when it comes to her albums, snooze fest. No One, oh my, like amazing.
The singles have always been on point.
Yeah, but her albums have always felt flat to me, except for Elements of Freedom. I love that album, but this follows up her Elements of Freedom for me as far as good albums. So let's go ahead and give her grade. Alicia Keys, Alicia album. Let's start with her
vocals. So vocals, I gave her a 4. I think that she's just not one of my favorite voices to listen to, even though I do appreciate the fact that she learned to kind of live within that range that she should be living in.
Yeah.
Instead of pushing so hard.
Yeah.
She's just not my favorite voice to listen to. I love versatility, and I don't think that I get a lot of versatility, and maybe that's, my opinion's kind of biased because I'm looking for a lot. I'm looking for change. I'm looking for different feelings and different vibes, and she gives me that musically, I think, but vocally, it's all kind of the same for me.
Yeah, and I would say for me, I gave her a 4.5, and I will say, again, not my favorite vocalist at all, but I will say, as far as versatility, I feel like she did switch it up a little bit on this album and not push, which I guess I just appreciated, so I had to grade her a little higher than I would normally give. But I think that what I would have liked would be for her to give some even lower tones and play with her lower register, kind of like I believe that was Diary, where she really got down in the basement and really lived down there.
Yeah.
Even Unthinkable, oh man, like that's really like down there. Yeah, and so I would have liked some more of that, but again, with what we're presented on the album, I gave her a 4.5.
Yeah, and then I do want to mention also in the Underdog song, she did push on that, and I think I don't know that it was all her. They did do a good job of post-production, really beefing up some things and kind of covering up some things to make it sound good, and it did feel good.
Yeah.
But then she had some ad-libs and things that they kind of tucked back that you just felt a little bit, but maybe didn't hear as much.
All right, so let's talk about lyrics.
So lyrics, I gave a 4.5. I think that she still was, lyrically throughout the album, she definitely still came through, whether I loved it or not. Listening to just the content and of what she's talking about, I could definitely connected with it, and lyrically, I think she was strong.
Yeah, I gave her a 4.5 as well. I thought lyrically she talked about some amazing topics. Again, it resonated with me, a lot of the songs, Me Time 7 especially. So yeah, 4.5 for me as well.
So production, 4.5 as well for me. I don't have a whole lot to say. I think that overall the production went well, and solid. I do talk, like I said before, actually, where on Underdog, when she did go up, I didn't feel it wasn't, even behind the scenes, I didn't feel, they did a good job of like tucking some of those vocals and making sure that she wasn't screaming on the track or over, going outside of her range too much or pushing too hard to hit those high notes. So that's why production wise, I definitely graded a little higher.
All right, and for production, I gave her a 5. I thought it was amazing. I will say that there was, although I didn't like all of the songs, I feel like it was just a great, solid production album. From vocally, I thought she rose to the occasion. I think Swizz Beatz did a great job, and so yeah, I gave her a 5.
All right, Sonic Flow.
Sonic Flow.
The vibe of the album was definitely there. I gave a 4. It was just a little boring for me. It wasn't like it was bad. It definitely had good vibes, but it was dry for me. It was kind of boring.
Yeah,
it was redundant. It was just very redundant, and that's why I used the word boring, because it was so redundant.
Yeah, and I mean, towards the end, I did feel that a little bit, but I feel like the middle and the beginning were so freaking strong that I had to still come through with a solid 4 in my opinion, but there were some missteps, and so I had to downgrade her just a little bit, but very good middle and beginning. It just fell off a little bit for me in the end.
All right, so when we average out that entire score, that gives us a 4.375.
Yes, sir.
Which gives us what percentage, Camarray?
It gives us an 87.5, which gives her a grade of, drum roll, a B+. I was hoping she would get an A for A Keys. A Keys! But she comes through with a solid B+.
I feel good about a B+.
Yeah. And I think
you helped her get that B+.
I did. I really, really do like the album, minus the few songs that I mentioned. But yeah, solid.
I did give her a 4. Yeah, I gave her some.
It's all your fault. It's him, Alicia. He don't really like you, and I'm sorry about what I said.
It's not that I don't like her. I love her. I just don't. I don't connect with it. I love her. I love you, Alicia, as an individual, and in some of the other areas that you thrive in. I love you. Musically, I just like you.
All right.
And that's okay.
Well, with that being said, we hope you have enjoyed this wonderful episode of the Music Report Card. I am Camarray.
And I'm Zaiah. Make sure you comment,
like, and subscribe to this video. Make sure you share it with everybody you know and love. With that being said, we out, y'all.
Peace out.
Yes, sir.
See you next time.